Grand Rising Earth children. Yes, it is me. Yes, again. Hannah Baker. It's been over a year since our last encounter. I've been doing pretty good lately. And despite popular public opinion, I haven't had much to complain about recently. The grass was greener, the sun was brighter. I hadn't cried in 18 days. And then it happened. You know the deal. Blah blah blah. Grab a seat. Grab some snacks. Because I'm about to tell you the story of my life. More specifically, why my life ended. And, if you're listening to this tape, you're one of the reasons why.
Glitter, glitter.
Reporting live from another bitch's business, it's being reported that Gyuri's contract with Pledis under Hybe labels has officially expired, and she will not be returning to the group. Instead, she will leave behind the one chance she got to permanently escape Newgandom, and become a flop actress. We wish her the best of luck, because she will need it.
My first reason. My first love. My first bias outside of Loona. The one. The main slayer. She. Her. Queen. Gyuri. I still can believe it. Why is it always me? Why do I always suffer? It's cause I'm Dominican by mutual ain't it? Gyuri leaving the group is like Stray Kids topping the Korean charts. That shit don't make no fucking sense to it. If somebody walked up and told you that Stray Kids had a perfect all kill, your reaction would be the same as someone telling you Gyuri left. You just busted out laughing. Cause ain't no way they being serious. Unfortunately for us, they were. And tell me, for what reason? Why did Gyuri decide to leave? She didn't sign a new contract with Pledis. For why? I don't know. You're under Hybe labels. You've made it like. You're good. You're famous for life. You made it out of the gutter. All for what? A flop acting career. I don't know if she knows this but Fromis barely made it out of the ghetto. Does she think she's individually famous? Does she think we're checking for them outside of group? Well, I am, so not too much on her, but I feel like she needs to be humbled. My sweet, sweet Fromis 9. Now Fromis 8. It wasn't supposed to be like this. At all. Doesn't matter what happens from here, nor where we go. We will always stay this way. We never need a love bond because we were so close. We had so much fun. Those nights when we would feel good and talk and talk. I keep these memories close to heart. Glass shoes.
I walk like na na na. I talk like na na na.
And I really scratch my head and I wonder, where's God when you need him? Because this does not make any sense.
Speaking of the number 2, I always come first, no everglow. However, being first isn't always the best. Being first doesn't always bring good things to my life. What I'm trying to say is that, when it comes to hardships and distress, I always go through it the most. Nobody on this earth has suffered and struggled more than me. But many have come close. For example, Jesus, US Marines, and Leah in the studio. But ranked directly below me, is our favorite group, the greatest to ever do it, Loona the World. More like Loona versus the world the way it's always a fucking issue with these 12 girls. Every time something goes good for them or things get better for Rorbits, in comes some fucking bullshit bro. There is no time to smile and be happy, because immediately following some good news, will again, be some bullshit. The worst information of your life. And it's all y'all's fault if we being real. Your hatred for Loona, you preying on our downfall. I have collected thousands of pieces of evidence and will manifest energy that is so negative, so nasty, so vile. Trust. None of you will live a happy life. Personally, I have not known peace since streaming Love for Eva that one hot summer day. I have many regrets. Wouldn't recommend this shit at all. Wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. In fact, Purple Kiss, I don't want you to disband. I want you to release a remix of Oh My Gosh. Queens. Anyway. I know not every group can be perfect. I know that I won't like every single release of my favorite group. I know that many groups will grow, develop, and eventually changed their sound. But I never expected this to happen to Aespa. That's a lie. I saw it coming from a mile away, because as long as nigga culture technology, whatever their name is in the company, no one will ever be safe. Notice how SNSD never had a bad title until after Jeong entered the company. My point is, I just knew it would only get louder, noisier, and more Kwangyan as time went on. But not this early. And not this bad. I didn't expect the music to be so terrible and beneath them. What's crazy is that I just know the girls themselves eat up life's too short. Like, have you seen their playlists? Like, sure, they love to get ghetto as we saw with Giselle, but they will definitely eat up an acoustic guitar in 1, 2, 3 ABC lyrics. Hell, they probably picked all of these songs for the album themselves. And that's why I don't respect them. I hope it was worth it. I really do. I'm honing Giselle first, in a time where all my favorite K-pop artists just aren't delivering like I need them to. It is only for survival that I must seek out music from elsewhere. I quickly learned that music outside my neighborhood is just terrible. Didn't even have to travel far because unfortunately for me, directly outside my gated community attempting to get inside is XG. I haven't heard music this bad since Everglow, Pixie, and Purple Kiss's last comeback. What's upsetting is that you bitches clearly eat it up. Both ironically and unironically. And I fear some of you need to be put down for it. Your behavior has been deplorable. They got like 3 reincarnations of Doodle Bop herself, Camila Cabello, and other terrible voices, and none of you took that as a threat. Like, this is actually musical terrorism and you're making a joke out of it, causing the rest of us suffer. You will be sent a mysterious package. For years, I begged K-pop groups to bring back early 2000s music and do Y2K concepts. If I didn't delete all my videos ever, I would have the proof. But I just know ITZY and Blackpink were tired of seeing the mini albums I had in mind for them to do based around the early 2000s. Like, it was actually ridiculous. But little did I know I was getting something better. Very soon at that. And, it would be perfectly catered to me, straight from the Aja archives. Newjeans, Aespa, Bebe Yana, we freaking love you. But as we know, all good things must come to an end. Aespa thinks the Y2K shit is a fucking joke. It took them a year to fully immerse themselves into it, but then they immediately dropped it to sing about life's too short. And they were talking about my life. Anyway. They're letting Red Velvet and NCT steal from their vault, and their sims fucking suck. Like, wow. How do you have an allegedly fun, interactive concept, and don't do shit with it? Literally a waste of time. Then, I found Bebe Yana. But unfortunately she found the block button option on my Instagram and the rest is history. Finally. There's newjeans. Just the right amount of early 2000s nostalgia for modern times. Amazing creative direction, great music. But then it happened. It's crazy how we didn't even experience 24 hours of peace following newjeans' debut. At most, we got around 56 minutes before everything went to shit. It started with the ages, then the styling, then heejin got exposed, then they released Cookie. It was just bullshit, but reminded me of reality. I can never have shit in this house. Return of brighter concepts, but it was dominated by fuck-ass Stacy and Weekly. ITZY back to the basics, but immediately ditch it. Boa active and employed, but constantly called old. Just very upsetting for me. If you were in attendance for my live stream in September, you would know I've been struggling with finding 13 reasons for months. And clearly, I still am, so at this point I'm just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks. So, we must ask, what else upset me this year? Do you wanna guess reason number 5? Okay. Go ahead. Wrong, dumb bitch, pay attention next time. I'll give you a riddle. What group has 5 members but can't count to 4? Red Velvet. Remember when these bitches said they'd come back in every season this year and prove their seasonal queen status? Fast forward to today, we've only had 2 releases. Now, kids. How many seasons are there? 4. Exactly. So where the fuck are the other 2? The Aespa cover don't count because nobody wanted that. The Japanese release was in spring, literally like a week after Feel My Rhythm. Seulgi's solo don't count because we are graded individually, and then they forgot that they were allegedly summer queens since brave girls are no longer a threat. Mind you, they're liars, on top of having a mid-year. Again, that's why seulgi the only real bitch there. Speaking of only real bitch, I can name a group where not one real bitch is present.
And when I say somebody, I mean you.
Whack stink. Personally, if I was anyone in the group besides Lisa, I would be threatening to leave the group and company unless we got more than 8 tracks on an album. Like I'm telling you, I think at this point they're in cahoots with YG Entertainment because there's no valid explanation as to why they're still there. Like you're okay with making all the money and getting very little in return, just for said money to go to fraudulent business activities and nuku boy groups? That's not very feminist of us, not quite cash money, and definitely isn't queen behavior. When I took my 2-hour potty break, it made me think of the shit music we got this year. Don't get me wrong, this year was definitely better than the past 3 years. But one thing I noticed about the shit, is that it stinks. And when I say shit, I mean it in an endearing way. The shit music has fallen off this year. Fuck all the gossip about Itsy and Weekly. The real issue here is that shit music is no longer good. We went from horribly amazing songs like this to this. What is K-pop when the troll music sucks? Speaking of sucks, let's talk about some boy groups. BTS is finally starting their enlistment era after failing to secure a draft exemption when they did absolutely nothing worthy of one except get 43-year-old Jessica from New Mexico's panties wet. And while we smile and cheer, I don't think we thought this one through enough. See, I live in my own world. And in this world, BTS all enlisted at the same time. Meaning it would be silence, peace, quiet and no musical terrorism from them, as they put on their hairnets and stirred bowls of chili and counted pins for 2 years. Unfortunately, these niggas enlisting one by one and in the meantime, are releasing solo music. Meaning, I'm gonna be seeing this nigga 6 times as much as usual. Why they kinda need the exemption like whoa. Who said they saved Korea's economy? The pop punk trend ruined my life. It had nowhere near the success, amount of comebacks, and impact as the 80s trend, but managed to age much faster and be just as, if not more annoying. How about you skip the song? I have a better question. How about we kill you? How about that nigga? What if, and hear me out, you just died? It's not that serious but I will ensure that it is. Now I know what you're thinking. Seulgi already had her solo. I don't give a fuck. They should have waited for a nigga to finish writing the video and then getting remonetized for this whack-ass video. So let's pretend like it's September 1st. I'm being deadass when I say I will personally change the lives of many SM employees if Seulgi does not have a solo by the end of the year. These cake bitches don't come back like they say they will. Seulgi and Irene unit completely forgotten about. They debuted her in a fuck-ass company unit whose single was literally hot to keep but only real bitches get it at the same time. They give the NCT boys more solos than anybody asked for. Like I'm done with this. I can't take this any longer. I will take matters into my own hands. You have 24 hours to respond. I don't care at this point. Jaden Jeong shooters are so fucking annoying. You can't critique anything he's done in the past without a gaggle of stupid bitches coming to well actually you like please shut the fuck up. Anytime he works with a new group, they try and debunk misinformation like baby, I was there. Like I was front and center. You can listen to the NFT and LGBT group all you want, but don't be a liar now. Be about your shit like.
We've now reached the 13th reason. This is the one that did it, but not in the way you're expecting. See, it's the end of the year, and I've been reflecting. Of course there were many lows, but there was one high that made me see the light at the end of the tunnel. The high that brought me immense joy. I present to you, my one reason to live.
A year without terrorists, everglow. A victory in my book.
I want you ugly, I want you disease. Baby, revenge, I want your love.
I don't wanna be friends
Je vais ton amour.